Yo, what up, dudes? Peter from Panda here. Hey, in front of me, I have my iPhone 7 Plus, and on this side, I've got a Spigen Airskin iPhone 7 Plus case with a semi-transparent, lightweight material for the new iPhone 7. So it's soft and clear, is how Spigen? I always call it Spigen. Calls it, but as you can see right there, very subtly, while everything is kind of this frosted finish, the Spigen logo is clear and embossed in there. And as you can see here, maybe a little hard to see, but very thin. You can actually see where, it's kind of moving around. It kind of reminds me of like the inside of a plastic case. When you buy like a, something like this camera and this plastic that the case is in, kind of like a vacuum molded, kind of support structure inside a box, and very, very thin, very light. You can see here that there's a little bit of a ridge where, it would kind of hug the protrusion of the camera. We've got cutouts for the volume and silent button. You've got a cutout here for the power button, and you have cutouts here on the bottom for the lightning port, and then as well as the speaker grill. So putting it on should be pretty easy, and I'd usually put it in here like this and then just press it all the way in, and kind of has to stretch to get all the way around the corners and try not to crimp it, and I don't want to force it too badly. There we go. So it's on. As you can see there, as with my other Spigen products, quality is always pretty nice. You can see that the holes line up with my speaker holes very well. There's even a little bit of a millimeter gap around that lightning port. These buttons on the side, easy to hit. What's interesting on these really slim cases, which I really love, the buttons now are usually flush with the plastic. That's how thin they are, but as a result, sometimes if the plastic really hugs up to the buttons, now there's a pretty good gap all the way around, that it can almost be hard to find the buttons sometimes. Let's take a look at the camera there. As you can see, because the camera protrudes out the back, you can see that there's a little bit of a raised lip on the Spigen case, and it basically makes it as high as the camera lens itself. So it's probably going to provide a little bit of protection when you put it face down or maybe even drop it. But obviously it's made for that iPhone 7 Plus. As you can see, it not only has plenty of room for the dual cameras, the microphone, as well as the flash there. And then on the top, all the way around, it's such a really, really good fit. You can see here that the lip, the front edge of the case, is maybe, it seems like it's almost exactly flush with the glass, maybe just a hair lower than the glass itself. So if you put this down on a table or on something, really the Gorilla Glass is going to be on whatever you put down, because while it's maybe not perfectly aligned with the Gorilla Glass, it's just a little bit lower, which I actually like. So when you're touching it, you don't have, you're not catching the edge of the case with your finger. So that definitely can happen, but I love how close this is. Now, I wanted to show it to you on my matte black iPhone, this white frosted case, because this is what it ends up kind of looking like. It ends up looking a little bit like, a black iPhone wrapped in a frosted white case. If you have the space gray or silver, whatever they call it now, iPhone, I think this is going to help keep the phone looking light, looking bright, kind of show your sandblasted finish through the plastic here. But for the black ones, I know you can get darker smoke cases like this one that I use, or I think they even have colored cases like blue, etc., etc. So really cool. I love Spigen products. I really like this case here. Now, the last thing I will say about this is they're not super cheap, but they're not really expensive. They're very cheap insurance for a very expensive smartphone. So about $15 will get you this Spigen Airskin case. So keep that in mind. And now the last thing I will say too is this case is going to be a giveaway. So if you have an iPhone 7 Plus, this is maybe a case that you should have, and I want to give it to you. So what you're going to do here is like this video, subscribe to my channel, and comment below. Any comment will do, but in your comment, put the country that you live in, because right now this giveaway is only going to be available to U.S. and Canadian residents, because that's where I can afford to ship it. And then a week from this Saturday, I will pick one random commenter and reach out to you. I will confirm that you're in the U.S. or Canada by the text of your comment. And if you live in the eligible areas, I'll reach out to you and get you this case so that you can dress up your iPhone 7 Plus with all this Spigen goodness. Peter Von Panda out.